Exploration of Mars has been the topmost priority for almost every private and public space agency. As we all know, Elon Musk has been on a sprint to reach and explore Mars and make new discoveries as soon as possible on the red planet. Both NASA and Elon Musk's SpaceX have the same goal of making life sustainable on Mars. These two big guys, NASA and SpaceX, have now teamed up for their quest of colonization of Mars. Currently, NASA and SpaceX are leading the industry. The recent discoveries are just mind-blowing and will most definitely change the trajectory of Mars exploration. But what is this terrific discovery? To know more, join us today in this video where we reveal NASA and Elon Musk's new discovery that will change everything. Mars, often referred to as the Red Planet, is the second smallest planet in the solar system, larger than only Mercury. It's the fourth planet from the Sun, just after our very own planet, Earth, which stands third. The minimum distance between Earth and Mars, as per NASA, is about 54.6 million kilometers. It's estimated that humans will set foot on Mars by mid-2030s. Just the thought of reaching Mars is inconceivable as well as intimidating. NASA has reportedly invested in the SpaceX launch vehicle known as the Starship. SpaceX's Starship spacecraft and Super Heavy rocket, collectively referred to as Starship, represents a fully reusable transportation system designed to carry both crew and cargo to Earth orbit, the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Starship is said to be the world's most powerful launch vehicle ever developed, with the ability to carry in excess of 100 metric tons to the Earth's orbit. Musk in an interview proclaimed, "Objectively, the cost efficiency of SpaceX is the best in history, I think, for any rocket development." Musk then continued to say, "We're talking about a rocket that's more than twice the mass and thrust of the Saturn V. The gigantic rocket is set to travel at a speed of 39,000 kilometers per hour. This implies that it'll take around 7 months for us to reach Mars. What's even more unimaginable is that the people who'll be reaching Mars would have to stay there for 3 months until their return. During this period, they will have to wait for Earth to properly align itself before starting the return trip." Elon Musk and the team are super confident that their spaceship is the cheapest and the most efficient one, and unlike any other rocket, it is reusable. Yes, you heard that right. Moreover, Starship is said to be powered by methane and oxygen, both of which are present in abundance in space. The return trip to Earth is estimated to cost around $100,000. Apparently, the journey is also not an easy one. Musk declared that traveling to Mars is far from being some sort of escape hatch, as it will be extremely difficult and dangerous and tough. As per the records, 18 astronauts have already lost their lives in their journey earlier out, of which NASA accounts for 14 of them, while the rest were Russians. Another interesting fact that NASA and SpaceX have discovered about Mars is that as easy as it is to buy land on Earth, it's not possible to buy a piece of land on Mars. Now the obvious question is, why? According to Article 2 of the Outer Space Treaty, it is declared that outer space, including the Moon and other celestial bodies, is not subject to national appropriation by claim of sovereignty, by means of use or occupation, or by any other means. This, in layman's terms, means that no person or country can claim even a single piece of rock on Mars. No one can claim their ownership on Mars. Moreover, this further encourages the tech genius Elon Musk to colonize Mars. Elon Musk is quite determined to send a non-crewed spaceship to Mars by 2024 and has promised to send a completely filled spaceship by 2026.
Someplace to die, then why not Mars? You know.
Awesome, right? Elon's primary goal is to establish a self-sustaining city on the planet Mars by 2050. Apart from these, what makes life not sustainable on Earth is the fact that the Earth is quite hot, which is not the case with Mars. Mars, on the contrary, is quite cold and receives slight warmth from the Sun since it receives very little light from the Sun. Due to the absence of the global magnetic field, the atmospheric pressure on Mars is also quite low, lower than the atmospheric pressure of the human body, which, when combined with the temperature of -60 degrees, makes it almost impossible for us to survive on Mars. It is said that the atmospheric pressure on Mars is so low that as soon as a person steps on Mars, their organs will rupture within 2 minutes. Scary? I guess it is. The same plants that grow on Earth cannot grow on Mars because the Martian soil is covered with regolith, which has toxic minerals that impede the growth of plants.
Soil, at least the topsoil on Mars, can be very toxic.
Especially near the surface, everything is desiccated, it's just all dried out.
Also, the plants that grow on the planet Earth have inherently adapted themselves to the atmospheric conditions on Earth, which will make it difficult for them to grow on Mars. Scientists are still researching ways to synthetically grow food on Mars. Fingers crossed, NASA's rover Curiosity, which runs all over the Gale crater on Mars, has already discovered traces of liquid water on the surface of Mars. When Curiosity reached the peak of a mountain named Mount Sharp, it discovered that over 1,000 feet of rocks formed as mud at the bottom of shallow lakes. Through Curiosity, it was also possible to discover the abundance of methane gas on Mars. Methane is only formed by living organisms or when rocks react with water. The way the rocks are arranged on Earth is very similar to the way the rocks are arranged on Mars, with the older rocks being at the bottom and the younger rocks at the top. Another similarity between Earth and Mars is the length of a day. A day on Earth takes 24 hours, whereas a day on Mars takes about 24.6 hours. However, a year on Earth takes 365 and 1/4 days, whereas a year on Mars is about 687 days. Hopefully there'll be new watches made in the future, which will show the time of both planets. Tesla, another tech giant founded by Elon Musk, has already designed a mobile phone model called Pi, which will be used by people on both Earth and Mars. The highest mountain peak discovered on Mars is about 26 kilometers in height, which is more than 3 times the height of Mount Everest. The partnership between NASA and SpaceX began when NASA funded with a contract of $2.9 billion for a human landing system. The success of this project will most probably influence their partnership and most likely affect the landing of humans on Mars.
Technologies that we need that can make human exploration of Mars happen.
The two companies trust each other very much. Even the hiring process at SpaceX is so strict that the final interview is taken by the tech genius Elon Musk himself. Cool, right? Another rover, known as the Perseverance rover, which landed on the Jezero crater, will further help in the exploration of Mars. The rover was initially sent to seek the signs of ancient life and collect samples of rock and regolith. NASA has also been using the James Webb Telescope to find out more about the Martian weather and reveal many more mysteries residing in Mars. It is also designed to use its infrared capabilities to spot any chemicals in the planet's atmosphere. With time passing by, more collaborations are expected between NASA and SpaceX as they prepare for the colonization of Mars. With more advancement of technology, they have a greater chance of sprinting towards their goal as soon as possible, even before China and Russia. It's the duty of SpaceX to ensure that NASA and America stays ahead of the two tech giants China and Russia. However, we should all be aware of the fact that humans still need to work way harder to reach Mars, and knowing Elon, he'll surely make human transportation to Mars inevitable and would make sure that Starship plays a major role. That's all for today, folks. Meet you in the next one. See ya! Check out our latest video on the screen. You will be amazed.